Welcome back to The Ether, the show that disrupts the way you think about running your business. Join me, Brandon, and my co-host, Sean Delaney, the creator of What If, on today's episode. Our goal is to provide context around what we talk about so you have the clarity to cut through the noise and the confidence to grow and run a truly harmonious business. Let's jump in and take the next step to achieving business freedom. Welcome back, Ether fans. I am joined with my co-host Fuzzy again with more camera problems. Sean, welcome back to the Ether. Good to see you, I guess.
Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy. You don't know. New cameras on the way, should be delivered momentarily. Let's have him come right in, like the post guy come in. Here's your camera.
Oh, thanks. Please don't do that. No. There will be no tech swaps when we're live. You are not qualified for that.
That's often no. All right.
Anywho, this is a fun episode. We're talking about creating a culture of innovation, and we have big news after where we were this weekend. We're not revealing that on this show quite yet, but creating a culture of innovation just got easier and way more fun, which are things that we love.
Yes, and we're going to be doing it. We are going to be building something glorious and magnificent, and a big part of our remit on this project is building a culture of innovation. So it's timely. So this is kind of the thing that we're going to be building anyway. So let's talk about what we're going to be building.
Let's do it. So first we need to anchor ourselves because I think the word is overused, innovation.
Yes.
To me, it could be 100 different things. We don't want to make it be that on this show, but someone could say, oh, I used to put the toilet paper over and now I do under, and that's innovation in my company. So for me, define what you mean by innovation in the context of today's conversation.
Yes, because innovation, we see a lot of definitions in practice of what innovation is. Sometimes it's just, I like to change things a lot, and so we're very innovative. No, you have rapid changes, backward, forward, to from no actual direction in sight. You just, if we did it this way last week, we got to innovate. Let's do it this way now. It's not innovation. That's just
chaos.
Rapid change. I wouldn't even say it's change management because it seems unplanned, but maybe they're not doing that much damage. But we've seen a lot of that. So that's not what we're talking about. And yes, innovation is talked about a lot, overused. Everyone wants to say they're innovative. But then they lose sight of what are they innovating? Is it something that the client is paying for? That's the first thing. So let's say you say, I want to be innovative. Stagnation feels wrong to me. We should be moving. We should be changing. We should be flowing. Okay, great. And innovation happens pretty quickly today with technological advances. So it's easy to say you're going to do something new. But something new doesn't mean it's better. It doesn't mean it was triggered by something. We'll get into each of these things. And it doesn't mean that your clients want it. Because you can spend a lot of time being really, really innovative on things that you're doing internally, and it doesn't change any of the metrics from an external perspective. It doesn't help your ideal avatar at all. It doesn't help the mission that you're on, and it doesn't get you anywhere closer to your vision. But damn, we're big fans of wearing black turtlenecks on stage, and we all want to be Steve Jobs. So we're going to innovate, baby. We're going to do stuff differently. We're going to be cutting edge on all the internal stuff that affects none of what we're doing. That's expensive, chaotic, and unnecessary. You're driving a Ferrari to the grocery store. Well, I want to get there faster than the competition, but is it practical? It's expensive. It's impractical. Might be a hell of a lot of fun. You're certainly not getting more than a gallon of milk in the trunk. So be careful about that. But so we all want to think we're innovative, be cutting edge, but are we doing it in the right places for the right reasons and with the right results? So A
What
culture
about,
of
I hate to
innovation
add this to your 3, but what about at the right time?
always and at the right time. That's like the appropriate, but yes, should be said at the appropriate time. Now, I was going to say not perpetually, but it could be, right? So you have to first know who we are. All comes back. Doesn't it always come back, Brandon, to core values, mission, and
We
vision?
sound so boring on this show because we always start there, but it's
If
it's
you don't,
true. It's true.
if you don't have that, and someone says, "Hey, help me be more innovative," we'd say, "Do you need to be?" Well, I don't know. Everybody's innovative. You got to be innovative today. You got to be innovative and different. Maybe there are certain things that I don't want. I don't want you innovating on them. Like it's pretty established. Does this drug work? Yes. Don't monkey around with it. Not certainly not in an environment where it's not controlled. Right? So let's not innovate to the destruction of the value of what we have. So you have to first decide how much innovation is necessary here. And do we have to be so far of everybody that our clients can't even hear what we're saying? They can't even envision what we've built. We haven't led them to it. It's not in response to a need. So what are we innovating? Are we innovating on something that is a request out there? Is it something that we do that's a core value or service that we have that we're trying to make incrementally better? That's one kind of innovation. And so let's back it up. For culture of innovation, certainly it benefits every company to have a place where the need for change is acknowledged, understood, the cadence of change and the acceptance rate and normalization of changes is understood and planned for. Today's not about change management, but I mentioned that because many people look at our model and say, you have modify. Yes, that's change management. Yes. So innovation lives there. Innovation does not live there for us. What do you mean? Why not? Don't they go hand in hand? Every company needs change management because nothing stays the same. You will need to adapt to some kind of change. Always, clearly. And the speed to be able to pivot and address change, have it accepted by everyone in the company and normalized as a new process, you need to have that down. You need to master that. Great. That's for everybody. How much innovation you need is an individualized thing. And I don't want it to sit in change management because so many companies, we pulled it out of there because so many entrepreneurs were mixing up change and innovation. And they were just changing a lot of things and saying they were innovative. So I yanked it out and said, change always happens. It is a state. It's a fluctuating state that you cannot avoid. Innovation needs to be controlled because innovation is wild and disruptive by nature. So you can't just have that flowing everywhere freely throughout your company. Because nothing will stay the same. We have no sense of order. There's no predictability. Everything's innovating all around me. We don't know what we are anymore. Yes. So we want to avoid that. It would be like just flooding your company with electricity. So lightning can kill you. Electricity channeled into a container creates a light bulb that lights up a room. It's a little more complex than that, but let's leave it there.
I like the analogy.
No, that's exactly what it is. So there's a string with a key, hits it, goes around. Isn't that how it works? Fine. So that channeled innovation. So that's where we said, well, it's more of a process. There's a triggering event. Something is causing us to be innovative or to need to innovate. Necessity is the mother of all invention. So I'm not saying we wait for a disaster that forces us to innovate, but we should have a time and place where we say, this is where we think about innovation. It is safe. It is controlled. It is our skunk works. It is walled off. We can break things in there without breaking everything we're doing. We can get wild and crazy with the energies and the creative forces of the universe. We can inject things into it to knock people left or right of center so they can see new things. We can put multidisciplinary individuals with polydactyl thinking in a room and mix it up and see what happens. It's the super collider for your business. And what comes out of it then goes into the process of taking it from a nascent idea and getting it to the place where we can practically have conversations about the strategic allocation of resources to now manifest that into a new product, service, or different way of delivering product or service. Delivering something new or taking something we have and delivering it in a new way. That's that process. Contained, channeled, hyper-optimized. That's the way I'd like you to think about innovation. Where and when do we unleash this thing? Do we have to? So in the new effort that we're taking on, Brandon, highly disruptive business, unlike anything, will be world changing. The mission is mostly now the proliferation of the idea. It will not be, there will be minor bits of innovation on the tools of applicability of the central core thing. But it's like discovering math. We're not making any innovations on 2 + 2 is 4. It's still 4, right? We haven't, it's still 4. All right. 2 + 2 is 4.
I've heard some pushback, but to me, yes, it's still 4.
Okay. So 2 + 2 is 4. We have that down. Now it is on the tools of applicability that there is some innovation, and then massive innovation on both that and the proliferation of the knowledge around the world. Massive things have to happen there. But because it's so innovative and there are so many innovative thinkers in the room, we could endlessly spin innovating the ideas that we haven't even manifested yet into an even better idea and endlessly go down that path. And that wouldn't help anybody. So we need to be able to channel those creative energies in a place where it is always simmering. It is always kicking off ideas, but those ideas are going to go into incubators that will allow them to nest there and germinate appropriately with proper care and feeding, but not distract everyone from the massive Herculean effort we have of changing the world with the thing we have right now. The thing we have right now will change the world. And so then how do we innovate around it in a way that doesn't disrupt what that is? It doesn't drain the resources, time, money, energy, and mind space for the mission in front of us. And so the culture of innovation there is around saying, change is good. It's a change management effort first. The culture of accepting that change will happen, that we have to get comfortable with it, and that we need to have a process around it. And then saying, here's our skunk works. Here's how we do the whole innovation thing. Here's how we capture ideas so we can move on. Here's how we incubate them. And here's how we move forward. All process, which most people don't think about when they think about innovation. Another way we're disrupting thoughts. They think innovation is just wild and crazy. Process channels that and turns it into an engine versus a lot of noise.
It's a good way to put it. I can't help but think of Coca-Cola when we're talking about innovation for a number of reasons. But the two things you brought up is innovating on the product or how we deliver it. And I think they're a fantastic example because I don't actually know. How old is Coke? Do you know? It's over 100 years, right?
I don't know. When was it legal to throw cocaine in it?
That's a different
100 years.
Yeah, that was an innovation that I think was for the worst. But anyway, can we bring back the cocaine, please? Anyway,
please help a brother out.
But they've had the same product essentially since the beginning of their existence, minus the little drug problem they had. And they tried to innovate. They tried new Coke. They've tried other flavors that are just awful. But their innovation, they've kind of stopped that recently. Their innovation is more on the delivery of the product, which I think a lot of people get caught up in because the faster and more efficient and cheaper they can deliver the product to the customer, the more they benefit, the more the customer benefits, and the more widely drank Coke is. The more they change their flavors to new Coke, actually the more hated they are by their customers.
Yeah.
So there's these two sides of innovation that I think a lot of people miss. The more important one is just, if you have a great product, you don't need to innovate the thing. You need to innovate how you deliver it to people, which is exactly what we're doing. And you mentioned the math is the math, right? The physics is the physics, both quantum and regular. But how we get it to people now is the innovation in the form of I won't reveal that just yet.
Yes. So yes, and if money weren't the only operative factor, let's say they also wanted to have want to do social good, global good, they could switch the packaging itself to something, right? I see now we don't have those plastic rings that kill fish and ducks and other cute, adorable animals. We only want to kill the ugly ones. So we you don't have to have those anymore. Now they have cardboard that pops out. Works great. Innovation on the packaging, not the product inside. So it's two things when you're innovating. You're either how do we do something different than what we are doing? How do we do something differently? How we're doing it. So is it another flavor of Coke?
No.
Coke lime? We have
No.
cherry Coke and other stuff. But I'm saying, right? Is it pumpkin Coke?
Definitely not.
This time of year.
Where's all the basic betches? Pumpkin spice Coke.
Let's get it. Does it smell like cinnamon? I think it smells like cinnamon. All right, so you can either have that, or so it's we're doing something new. We're doing a new product, or we're doing it differently. So it's something different or differently, and that is, or we're going to ship it out in biodegradable packaging.
Does that exist for liquids?
You know, it's about to, it does. Actually, the answer is it does.
What?
You'd have to go to the right Major League Baseball game to get it, but soon available everywhere. Let's not go there, though. Let's not spin there. Talk about innovative company, innovation. Again, building it, but we're building it with process and control and precision because resources.
You know what's funny though?
Channel our innovation, do it at the right time, the right place, for the right reasons.
I don't want to go there. We don't want to go down that route, but it just popped in my head. We're surrounded by innovative companies, but you know what's interesting? They keep calling us to create order because untethered innovation is chaos, like we said before.
We can't get anywhere. We're drowning in good ideas. Love it. Don't lose that. But let's channel it and focus it. Again, let's create an engine where it's driving the right things and not being a distraction. And the leverage there is incredible. And the savings are incredible. So that's how we think about innovation. Innovation it doesn't live in change management. It lives in process. It is kicked off because, Coke, let's say suddenly that, and let's not get ourselves in any lawsuit, we're making stuff up. Let's say they suddenly find out that the current formula of Coke is why black holes exist. It is the antithesis to life. It's killing us. We'd all live to be 1,000 if it weren't even on the planet. Whoopsie, didn't realize. So now there's a triggering event. Our core product must be innovated. It must be changed. Change management has surfaced and threatens us all with extinction. So now we must innovate that core product and get that out there. So there could be a triggering event that causes you to innovate. The triggering event could just be once a quarter, we have a little mishmash session in there. We call it the, I don't know what, Idea Baby seminar. We all get together in a room for 3 days and drink lots of Red Bull and make lots of wild sketches on the walls. We have a blast, and that's what we do it. So it's a time.
Would we drink Red Bull or Coke? If we are Coke, why would we drink Red Bull?
Oh, Coke's not doing this. This is some other fanciful company I just made up where they have it on a cadence. This is when we get together just to make sure. There's a triggering event of we can go through I don't know how much time we have. We can go through all of the 10 harmonious disciplines and talk about how innovation shows up in each of those elements.
That's a separate episode. Sounds like a good one. Maybe we should do it next week.
Let's do that next week. We'll take the idea of innovation and the need to create an innovative culture. We'll just have that as a presupposition. And then we'll take innovation, the engine of innovation, and drop it into all 10 of the harmonious disciplines. So you see what I mean when I say that innovation while an element inside the discipline of process gets proliferated across your entire company if you do it the right way. That's like a great episode. Sorry if you watched this week.
So then let's wrap this one up. What are your final thoughts on building a culture of innovation? The people and the place, the home, if you will. That's a good word. We should use that. The home where innovation can live and thrive.
So if you want a culture of innovation, it needs to be somehow, first things first, highlighted in your core values. We value the need for change, for this, for that. Okay. So call it out. Don't have 5 different core values. And then when we show up and we say, why is everybody innovating everywhere? Oh, it's at the heart of everything we do. Why isn't that on the wall? Why aren't we saluting to that every day? Why aren't we hiring to that? How many innovative people do you have here? I don't know. Bill comes up with a lot of cool stuff, so we always include him. But I don't know how many other people are innovative. Right. We're doing it wrong. Check your core values. Is innovation something that you value? That's one. Second, for a culture of innovation, not the process of it, is to get everybody very comfortable with change management. That doesn't have to be a separate core value. We're not taking up real estate there. But the idea that just because we're doing it this way today doesn't mean that's the way we're going to do it tomorrow. And that we look and then reward people for seeing, not finding problems, but coming with solutions to problems. Not solutions to problems no one has. You don't want to be the answer to a question no one asked. That is also not good. Hey, I found a way to make these hotter. Oh my God, they're already too hot. But I found a way to make them hotter. That is shit. You're going to burn the place down. We're not making improvements for the sake of improvements. So that wouldn't even be an improvement. So there is the idea of continuous improvement on the things that are of value and in the directions that are towards our mission and our vision. So once again, look at your core values, your mission and your vision, and see where does innovation align with your core values and is therefore demonstrated by leadership, and where is it part of your achievement of your mission, meaning there is value, a direct throughput of you being innovative to ascendant value or increased value for your clients. And then the third is reward people for those innovations, for those innovative ideas, for being part of driving the mission, the vision, and the value drivers of your company forward. That is the groundwork for that culture.
But not New Coke. Never reward anybody for New Coke.
Those I hope they're fired at best.
They work at Pepsi now. Anyway,
this was the taste we were going for all along. Well, it's better. They had it right over there. So anyway.
I love it. Right. Awesome. All right. So that's how you create a culture of innovation. Next week, we're going to talk about how to proliferate innovation through every element of your business. That sounds like fun. I'm excited.
That's a good one.
All right.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe to the Ether, whatever platform you're on. We're always here every Wednesday live and on all your favorite podcast apps and YouTube. You can watch this whenever you want. You can fall asleep to our voices in your ear. On that note, good night. We love you. Sleep tight.